we are looking at House Republicans this morning, and GOP leader Kevin McCarthy and lawmakers are headed to the southern border today to express gratitude to border agents just days before Thanksgiving. Soon-to-be House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer sent letters to several government agencies renewing requests for all border and fentanyl crisis-related documents. Comer writing, quote, "Not only has the Biden administration failed to secure the border, but it is also diverting critical taxpayer dollars intended for public health to pay for its self-inflicted crisis." Joining me right now is Texas Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne. Congresswoman, it's good to see you. Thanks very much for being here. Your thoughts on the border situation today? Title 42 about to go away. Based on that judge's ruling, and even the Biden administration officials are expecting it to be 18,000 people a day showing up at the southern border wanting in.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have seen what the numbers are. We've seen what the results are. We've been talking about this for over 2 years. It just seems to be getting worse. And every single time we turn around, there's a threat that they're going to take one of the tools off the table that's been working under the last administration. So, yeah, I mean, you're seeing some really bad people that are coming over the border. Not all, but really bad people. And at the same time, they're criticizing, Customs and Border Patrol folks. So I'm glad that Kevin McCarthy is leading a codel down there to bring some people, to give them the applause that they need, the support that they need, and a job well done.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin McCarthy's going there today, but what can you all do as a conference together in terms of getting money to the border? I mean, let's face it, Joe Biden wants to send $80 billion to the IRS to hire 87,000 new IRS agents. Is there any way that money can be diverted to go to the border to help support the agents there?
So some of our commitment to America actually has in their border security. We're focused on doing that. We've also pledged that on day one, the money that's going to the 87,000 IRS agents will be stopped. We don't need to hire 87,000 new IRS agents. We need that support at the border. We have worked, the Texas delegation has actually been working with leaders, including Leader McCarthy and Governor Abbott, on a plan led by Chip Roy on how to be able to stop the insurgents that we see at our southern border. You're going to see more details as it comes out over the next couple of days. And then there's a large group in Texas that are going to be going down to the border at the early December.
Yeah, and by the way, let me just add the fact that if that money goes to the IRS, we're talking about a total of 166,000 IRS agents versus 15,000 border agents, which is just makes no sense in terms of our national security as a country. But I want to get your take on the economy, given your role in the Small Business Committee. The country's biggest rail union has rejected the labor deal that President Biden celebrated. He said he led a temporary deal and it was all happening and it was great news. Meanwhile, it looks like at least 4 unions have rejected it, just weeks away from a potential rail strike ahead of the busy holiday season. The White House is calling on both sides to come to an agreement after they made up a story that the deal was in place. Your thoughts on the potential for a rail strike right in the middle of the holidays? What kind of an impact might that have?
It's going to have a huge impact. You've got 4 out of the 12 unions that have rejected the offer, which includes a 24% increase in pay, which includes back pay, which includes more flexibility in schedules. It's a strong deal. The problem is that even for the short term, it's going to be devastating for our economy. They're talking about $2 billion cost per day to the U.S. economy if this rail strike happens. At a time, it's one thing that we're talking about Christmas time and Christmas gifts not being able to make their locations, but it's something totally different when you think about the number of products that go on rail, including liquid natural gas and things like chlorine that help with all of our water supplies. This is a national security issue, not just a Christmas gift issue. I think you're going to have to see Congress is going to have to step in. I signed on to Sam Graves' bill last month, back in September, actually, that dealt with Congress making a decision to use the Railway Labor Act to be able to prevent a strike. And you may see that happen again.
Well, we haven't heard from the Transportation Secretary about this at all. We know what went on with the supply chain shortages earlier in the year. That was a nightmare for the economy. You're on the Transportation Committee. When you say Congress is going to have to get involved, what does that mean? Do you think a deal can be reached before a strike happens or not?
Well, like I said, Congress actually has within its purview the ability to be able to prevent a strike under the Railway Act, the Railway Labor Act, and that's that we are pursuing. We were pursuing it back in September if the White House wasn't able to strike a deal. Right now, we're looking at a December 5th deadline for a strike to happen. Again, get your Christmas gifts now if you haven't already gotten them. But looking at December 5th. But Congress is going to have to step in if the railroad labor if the unions are not able to come to a deal. Because, again, this is a national security issue affecting everything, including our water supply.
Well, you made such great points in terms of this being a national security issue with regard to what they're carrying: natural gas, oil, water, food, as well as goods ahead of Christmas. Congresswoman, thank you. We'll be watching all of that. Beth Van Duyne joining us this morning. Happy holidays to you. Happy Thanksgiving.